Hello, it's Courtland with more insights for your personal development and self-understanding. I provide tools and techniques for you to develop a resilient mindset, the type of mindset that enables you to bounce back from things that make other people quit. Today, I have a simple tool for you to use that will support you in being healthier, making more money, experiencing more love, intimacy, and connection. And most of all, it's going to save a whole lot of time and energy. So the way that this will work, let's first add some context to it. When things don't go the way that you want it to go, does that ever happen for you? Things don't go the way you wanted it to go, or you had an idea, you had a plan, and then that plan was interrupted or disrupted by something out of left field. So a lot of times when things don't go the way you want it to go, or when things don't go the way people want it to go, they oftentimes first look for someone to blame. Like, whose fault is it that this didn't happen the way that I thought it would happen? They look for someone else to blame. And then, sometimes we're only left to look at ourselves because, the other person actually did what they said they were going to do, or they're unwilling to take ownership. And as we've said in previous videos, you cannot change what you're unwilling to own. Eventually, we get to a place where we run out of people to blame, or we're just tired of blaming someone else because it impedes progress. So when blame doesn't work, then it can turn to shame. So now I become more critical of myself. I start to criticize myself more. I beat myself up. The internal conversation or dialogue is not one that supports my growth and advancement. I have oftentimes asked people a simple question: would you be in relationship with someone who spoke to you the way you speak to yourself? Ooh, I don't know. Look at that one really closely. But what happens is if blame didn't work, it can easily move to shame. And, I'm silly, I'm stupid, I'm an idiot. Why do I always do that? I always mess it up. And so we start to become really critical of ourselves. We recognize eventually that doesn't work either, that also slows your progress and impedes your movement. And so it's like, okay, well, shame isn't working, blame didn't work. And then oftentimes it can move to a third level, which is justification. We justify it with, you know what? I'm only human. People make mistakes. This was self-care. I need to give myself some grace. And oftentimes what's happening is I'm only justifying the lack of self-discipline. Right. So if I was writing it up on my whiteboard, it would just simply say blame. And then above blame would be shame. And above shame would be justification. And then what I would ask you to do is to draw a line or a horizontal line above the top of the word justification. And the simple tool that I have for you that will enable you to experience greater health, more love, make more money, and be more effective in your time is simply this: to stay above the line. Let me ask you this: how much will your business grow in the next 6 months, the next 30 days, the next year, if you spend time in blame, shame, and justification? What's the impact of your bottom line? Is your business going to grow and expand and flourish because of all the time that you spend in blame, shame, and justification? Let me ask you a different question. How empowered or inspired will your relationships be? Your love and intimacy and connection with another, with you spending time in blame, shame, and justification? Those usually are pretty toxic environments, are they not? So my question to you is, if it's not going to grow your relationship, if it's not going to grow your business, let's look at your health. You really doing what's necessary in your health and getting into the physique that you want, or treating your body the way that it is worthy of being treated. How much gets done with you being in the place of blame, shame, and justification? It doesn't work. What about your purpose? What about your contribution to the planet? How much of it actually gets executed and implemented when you're in the place of blame, shame, and justification? Okay, I know you get the point. So what I'm getting at is, if we spend less time or no time in blame, shame, or justification, then what you're doing is staying above the line. And above the line is responsible. Responsible is above the line. It's away from blame, shame, and justification. Now, what do I mean by being responsible? I want to be clear that I am not talking about, well, okay, I'm responsible, so it means it's my fault. I'm responsible, so that means that, I'm the reason that it happened. It was because of me. No, remember back in, well, for me, it was Miss Johnson's math class, 5th or 6th grade. And we were working on the number line, and the easy homework was, how many spaces be to the right or to the left of 0. Obviously to the right is positive, to the left is negative. How many spaces? Right? We did that for like a few days, and I remember coming to class, and then there was all of a sudden this term of, well, what's the absolute value or the absolute number? So we moved away from, okay, positive and negative, and then it was, what's the absolute number, right? So all we want to know now is, we don't care if it's positive or negative, how many spaces is it from 0? What is the absolute value? That word always stood out to me, and then I started to apply it to the concept of taking responsibility. Not from a place of my fault or on the reason that it happened, or this circumstance is all because of me. But absolute responsibility, which is above the line, says that no matter where I've been and no matter what I've been through, what comes next is up to me. Whew, think about that, right? No matter where I've been, no matter what I've been through, what comes next is up to me. Consider how powerful that is. See, it doesn't require that you ignore anything that you've experienced. It doesn't say, oh, just get over it, a trauma or some setback or adversity that you've had in your life. It says that we can take all of those things, no matter what you've been through, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter where you found yourself, no matter the errors, no matter the failures, we can in this moment say that no matter where you've been, no matter what you've been through, what comes next is up to you. You are absolutely responsible. You are absolutely responsible. And that's a very powerful and empowered place to operate from. It doesn't require that you dismiss anything that occurred. It doesn't mean avoid it. It doesn't mean deny it. It just says that nothing that I've experienced has the power to control what happens next. Stay above the line. Notice yourself this week and keep track. Actually track the number of conversations that you're in that involve blame, shame, or justification. Look at your email communications and notice if whether or not someone is communicating to you or your communication that's about to go out is filled with blame, shame, justification. You can revolutionize your business. You can experience explosive growth if you simply determine that you will not be one who operates below the line. You're absolutely responsible, which means that what comes next is up to you. I hope that helps. If it does, don't keep it a secret. Share it with people, use it in your talks, your speeches, with your clients, with your sales team. Take credit for it if you want, perfectly okay with that. It's not even original to me. I just want to do my part to help the world be a better place to live with resilient people who get it. And if you're a person who's serious about moving your life to the next level, if you're serious about doing your part to make contribution, and you're done looking external to you for some how-tos on ways to do that, then subscribe to the channel, reach out, and just know that when you look for me, I'll be here doing stuff like this in hopes that the world is better as a result. And so don't keep it a secret, share it with people, and we'll see you next time.